right, time to take a look at the VEVOR LCD digital endoscope. Okay, so we have a very nice rubber handle on here. I really like the way that thing feels. We've got like settings, left, right, brightness, camera, okay, and I'm not really sure what that is. And then on this side, we've got USB and TF, so this is where we can plug in to charge it. It looks like that's USB-C, and it looks like we come with a card. Yeah, it actually comes with a 32 gigabyte card, so that's nice. And I do like that this has a rubber seal on it too. On the top we got a port for our camera, and then this is the release, so it actually locks in. So I like seeing that. And here we got a nice long cable. We can actually see this is a triple lens endoscope. So we have a camera here on the side, we got another one on the other side, and we got one on the tip. So what that means is that if we're fishing this down a drain or something like that, and we can do that with this because it's IP67, instead of having to take this thing and bend it around in a direction it can't really go, we can just go straight and we can see what's going on in front of us. And then if we need to see to the side, like if there's a hole in the pipe over here, we can just use this camera to see that. So very cool that we got all that. I can also see that little yellow square, so it's got a light on the side, got a light on both sides, and a ring around the top. And this is also threaded, so you can put attachments on it. Got a USB-A to USB-C cable, so that's for charging. And then we got a little container. And this is our attachment. So this hook right here, this is going to be great if you're trying to dig something out, or like maybe somebody lost their keys in a grate. You can use the endoscope, put this on there. You can use the camera to see the keys. You can use the hook to pull those things up. So these things can save you in a pinch. We got this standard ring, so if you're just going to be putting it down without any kind of attachment, you can put that on there to protect the threads. And then we have the magnetic attachment. So same thing as the hook, except it's a magnet. So this is saying that extra button on the top left is the lens switch key. So if you want to change from the front to the sides, that is the button you would use. And the camera is also USB-C, so it doesn't matter which orientation you plug this in at. So that's nice. I like that it locks in too. So let's power it on. That's actually an... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's a nice bright display. So one thing I like about this is that this is actually a stiff wire. So what that means is if I need to run that like through a vent or something like that, I can do that and I can just straighten this out as I go, and I don't have to worry about this thing flopping around and spinning back toward me. So that's very good. You can also see on the tip we got a nice bright light on there. It has a fairly nice focus on it, especially for right up close. This is almost a microscope with how sharp that is up close. So that's good. So right now it is facing forward, and if I want to change that, I'm just going to press that button. And now it is facing right. If I hit it again, now it's facing to the left. You can also see nice bright light even on the sides. So you can definitely light up a dark area with this guy. And if I want to take a picture, I'll just point this at something. There we go. So if I took a picture of something and I want to show it to somebody, I just press this button here on the bottom. Now I can see exactly what that was. So if I'm telling somebody about something and they don't believe me, or if they just like, I'm having trouble explaining it, and show them that picture and they'll be like, oh, okay. That feature is very nice to have, and I love that it's already got an SD card in it, so I can just take that thing out, put it in my computer, and I can transfer those files very easily. We also have a zoom on this. So if I press left, see it zooms in. So if you really need to zoom in like a microscope, you can do that with this guy. And also because sometimes when you're feeding this thing in, it's not going to know exactly which orientation you want it. See on these buttons, they got a 180 right and a 180 left, so we can actually get a rotation on there. So that can come in handy. Then this is for the light that's on the camera. So turn that on or off. Got 1, 2, 3 settings of light. So if it's too bright, if there's like just too much glare, we can turn that down or off. Oh, cool. So I didn't know about this, but we actually got a split screen on here. So we can use 2 cameras at once. That's actually pretty neat. And we can record. So we can actually record video. So if we're moving in and out and we want to actually see what that motion is, we can do that. You can see right here we got the timer going. So now we got the other side. Back to that side. That is neat. I have never seen that on one of these endoscopes. That's actually a first for me. That's really cool. I'm going to put this to use, so I'm going to thread on this bumper to protect the threads. There we go. And it looks like that does not interfere with the image, so that's good. So what this can be cool for, you can actually see right there, I'm pointing this directly at my vent. And these things are great for HVAC, because I can just stick it right up there in that vent, and I can look around and see if I got some kind of a block. And I actually heard about this from a buddy of mine because he did some HVAC stuff, and he said that there was one time where he was just not getting any airflow, and he found out it was actually because the vent was pinched. So there we go. and you can take that as far as you want it. That is cool. So yeah, these things are great. Like being able to do for HVAC, they're great for that. For plumbing, they're great for that. The fact that you can actually run this down a pipe and then find out if there's a problem without having to dig that pipe up. Using it as a borescope in an engine, you can drill a little hole in a wall and then run this thing through that, and you can find out exactly how that wall is constructed. If you're doing basically any kind of repair work at all, these things are a must-have. And this one is extremely good just because the quality of the screen, the quality of the camera, like it lit up everything very well, and the fact that it has that split screen mode on it. This is an incredible endoscope. I am very happy with that.